put us through. The fights weren't easy, you know, like no fight is easy, but yeah, the last fight was really hard. So to this fight, I went home, I recuperated, I rested, and to be honest, I had a great camp going into this fight. I didn't pick up any injuries. I trained sensibly, I trained smart, and for this fight it was a perfect training camp.
And to follow up on that for both of you, you both said it takes a lot out of your body, but mentally speaking, what does that do for your confidence winning those 3 fights in 6 weeks?
Mentally, I was just so focused. For me, after the show had finished, I thought that Richie and Jason were probably one of the 2 better lightweights on Team USA. And for me, mentally, I'd beat the better 2 guys. I was mentally strong going into this training camp, getting ready for the next fight against Andre. So yeah, I was mentally strong and focused for this fight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously winning 3 fights in a row, whether it was on the show or outside the show. I'd also won the last 3 fights before that coming on the show. So I had 6 wins, and obviously that's going to build confidence, you know, continuous wins, consecutive wins. So just confident each time I win.
James, what do you think was the difference for you in this fight against Marcus?
I think I was very relaxed coming into the fight, and that's been an issue for me in the past. You know, just getting nervous before the fight with the crowd and the cameras and things like that. And when I'm nervous, I tense up and I'm a lot slower. I don't think in the past I've been able to perform like I could in training. In this fight, I felt very relaxed and calm, whereas DeMarcus, I think, came in with a lot of emotion. He didn't really like me too much, so he was coming with anger. I don't think that's necessarily the best way to be. It's good to be aggressive, but I don't think it's good to be angry coming into the fight, so I think that made a big difference.
James, I believe you're working with Eric Paulson. What does he bring to the game, and how would you describe the experience of working with him?
Yeah, I've been working with Eric Paulson for the last 10 years now. I think he's very varied and very well-rounded. You know, the submissions that he shows, he's got basically an encyclopedia of submissions, and he's got great knowledge, and he's a great coach, and he can really pick apart fighters when he watches the previous fights, and he can come up with a good game plan. So I think coming up with that game plan has really helped out.
James, they always talk about, over here, here you go. They always talk about in the UFC, it's not just about winning, but winning, you know, very good and putting on a good show.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, you know, going through the whole thing, submissions, TKOs, you stopped everybody?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what I strive for in every fight. I'm always looking to finish. I mean, obviously, you want to win, but it's much better to win by submission or knockout, and so it's a definitive win. You know, I don't really like to leave it to the judges' hands. You never know if it's close, you know, which way it could go. So I try and finish it as soon as I can, knockout or submission.
Ross, were you worried about the fact that your fight might be seen as boring?
Yeah, you know, everyone likes to say a bit of a slugfest, a bang fight, everyone, but I don't think it was a boring fight. If you could consider a fan on the outside looking, who doesn't really know much about the sport, would say, oh, they were just pinning each other up against the cage, but I think it was an exciting fight for people who know about fighting. There's a lot of different techniques that went into the fight, so yeah, I don't think it was a boring fight. I don't class myself as a boring fighter, so I mean, everybody's got their own opinion what they think of the fight, but I don't consider that as being a boring fight. I mean, I don't like leaving it in the judges' hands, like James just said. I was nervous going into that because it was a close fight, and some judges could have scored it the other way. But I definitely feel that I won that fight. So.
Question for you. Now you've got the UFC contract. What kind of fighter would you like to face so you can show off what you've really got?
Anyone really. Anyone that the UFC decides to put in front of the cage, I'll fight them. I think I'm still young. I think I've got a lot of learning to do. obviously I want to keep getting better and better, and hopefully my experience in training with different people, training with different guys, and now fighting in the UFC, I'll be getting coached properly, and I can dedicate myself properly, focus properly, and hopefully improve a lot. And you know, I think I've got the potential to go a long way, but like I said, I'm still young and I'm still learning. So whatever they offer, whoever they put in front of us, I'll always be willing to fight. So it's not like I've got a certain person that I've got my eye on at the minute, because at the minute I'm just getting my foot in the door. So it's up to the UFC really.
This question's for Chris over here. Did you get a chance to see the last fight of the night?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was, to be honest, I was a little upset about it, you know. I kept saying, well, somebody fall down, get cut open, get knocked out. Come on, man, give me the fight of the night, please. So, a little disappointed with that, I gotta be honest with you. Damn you and your great fights. Quit doing that, guys. So, you know, it was a great fight. Real good. It was fun to watch. I'm hoping that it wasn't that fun. Dana?
I have some good news for you. I have announcements on bonuses in the fights. For the first time ever in the history of the company, they've awarded 3 fight of the nights. Lytle, Sanchez, Stevenson Diaz. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Death was submission of the night, and as you probably all know, Thomas Duello won knockout of the night.
Who won submission?
It was
How much did they get?
25 grand, right?
I gotta say too, excellent decision, Dana. Thank you.
25.
What's that?
25,000.
25,000.
25 grand.
James, at what moment did you realize that you had the fight won?
Not actually until he tapped, because I remember there was I had 30 seconds left, and I wasn't able to sink that choke. He had his chin down, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get it by the end of the round. Then I was able to switch and sink my other arm in. By the time I trapped his arm with my leg, I felt confident I'd be able to finish it if there was enough time. But I knew I think there was only like 6 seconds left or 4 seconds left or something. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I really didn't know until he tapped.
And at that point, if it had gone to the second round, did you feel like you had broken him by then?
I don't know. He still felt there with his willpower. Still felt there until I sunk that choke. He'd been hitting me with some good shots, and I think he would just still been game for the second round. You know, same when he fought Nick, he was almost out. He was going to save by the bell against Nick, but he was able to recover in that minute, and you know, went on to beat Nick, unfortunately, on the show.
And Ross, going into the third round of your fight, how are you feeling?
Yeah, going into the third round, the guys said I'll pick it up, pick the pace up. I felt my conditioning was fantastic, my breathing was great. I could have done 5 rounds tonight. I felt Andre slipping a little bit halfway through the second round. I think I landed a couple of knees, 2 solar plexus, and I think that soaked up a little bit of his energy. I felt that I was picking up my pace. Felt as if I was getting into my stride a little bit more. I definitely think that I was going into the third round a stronger fighter. I felt a lot more comfortable than what I did in the first. So yeah, I was definitely confident. I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't finish the fight, but yeah, I was looking good going into the third round.